Welcome to this presentation of Trustsphere Relationship Analytics for IBM Connections. I will demonstrate how Relationship Analytics from Trustsphere can be incorporated into IBM Connections, allowing an individual to gain insights into business-to-business relationships and identify key communicators within an organization. Trustsphere Relationship Analytics can be incorporated into IBM Connections by deploying three gadgets: the Contact Finder gadget, the Client Activity gadget, and the My Communications gadget. I will now demonstrate the value of each of these gadgets to you. I've been invited as the sales director, Frank Adams, to attend a meeting with Molly Weldon, who I haven't met before. Before my meeting with Molly, I'd like to understand who else within the organization has a connection with Molly and how this relationship is occurring. In other words, how they are communicating. Within the Contact Finder gadget, I enter Molly's email address, and a set of results will be presented back to me showing who within our organization has connected with Molly and the communication periods, as well as the number of emails that have been sent between them. Depending on the size of the organization, I may or may not know some of these individuals, and based on Molly's communication levels with others in my organization, I can get a better insight into the relationship before our meeting. Here, I know Craig and his department, so I'm quite interested to know how Craig knows Molly, what they communicate around, and who else he knows. He knows Molly, and very quickly I can see he knows Stanley as well within the organization. The arrows indicate the direction of flow, and the thickness of the arrows indicate the volume or cadence of communication. Here, I can see that Craig communicates in a number of emails, and Molly communicates the most. When right-clicking and depending on my access control levels into the technology, a set of results will be presented back to me showing periods of conversations, direction of flow of the message, as well as down to the subject. Here, it could be regarding cloud deployments. It could be IBM Smart Cloud. Also, the technology allows me to obtain better insights as to how our company is connected with Molly's company. By selecting the domain, the relationship map is presented, showing me all the relationships and who's connected with whom. Again, I can interact with this data and am able to move things around visually so I can explore these relationships before my meeting. The next gadget I'd like to demonstrate is the Client Activity gadget. I may be the senior account manager for a particular domain or organization, or as a sales director, I would like to have better insights into one of our key customers. In this case, Han Law. By simply entering Han Law's domain and details into the Client Activity gadget, I'm able to request information indicating the relationship. Here, I can see Charles Hodge has a number of connections at Han Law: Don Lee, John Hyatt, and Craig. I can select Charles's name and a relationship map will be presented showing all of Charles's relationships with Han Law. Here, I can see he has a very strong relationship with Chris, and I can investigate further into the communication flow if I have the security access to do so. I can see there are some discussions around various subjects, and I can then speak with Charles about them. Lastly, I'd like to show the My Communications tab. Here, I can enter an email address. In this case, it would be Charles Hodge, as I'm the sales director and Charles falls underneath me. It could even be my own email. What this shows is the relationships that have occurred over a period of time of all the domains within the organization. So I can quickly see as a sales director that Charles has been contacting Dan and communicating with members of various organizations and the frequency of those communications. This brings me to the end of my presentation on how Trustsphere Relationship Analytics for IBM Connections allows an individual to gain insights into business-to-business relationships and identify key communicators within an organization. Thank you for your time.